Well, it's me, Alex. I moved. Yeah, that explains a new background. So I'm not entirely set up back here. I only have a little like photo strip thing of me in case from last summer. I'm waiting for some prints to come in the mail and then I'm gonna like decorate a little bit more. Someday my prince will come. Anyway, I moved, so that is why things are looking different. I have my own filming space now, so here I am filming in that space. I'm still getting the lighting a little bit set up because in this room I do have to use artificial lighting, but so that's gonna be a little bit of a learning curve for me at the moment since I'm actually trying to get professional. Might, you know, get myself a ring light at some point. But anyway, today we're here to talk about some makeup that I bought recently that I have used enough to give a review to. I'll probably come up with a better title than that. But yeah, I just have some beauty products back here. I have about 4 different brands that I want to discuss. And yeah, I think that's enough of an introduction. I'll film a get ready with me with a little bit more of a life update. Everything's fine. I have a filming room now. Yeah, let's do this shit. Okay, let's talk about some single shadows. I made an order from Divina Cosmetics. I have ordered from them before. I duped the Melt Gemini palette with some of their shadows last year and I thought they were really good quality, so I wanted to buy some more from them. And let me be problematic for a second. I really like the look of the He Who Must Not Be Named Blood Sugar palette. I love that red, pink, purple sort of color scheme. So if you'll look up in this little area here of this magnetic palette I got from Shop Miss A, you will see that there are some red, pink, purple shadows. And that's what I'm wearing on my eyes right now, is kind of like a combination of these. Not quite all of them because that's a lot of shadows to fit on my eyes and I only have so much lid space. I'm not cool enough to have like a large amount of lid space. I got all of these and so I would like to talk about them. Introductions, man, I'm good at them. Let's see, I got 7 shades, 3 mattes, 4 shimmers, and 2 of the shimmers are actually part of their like duo multi-chrome collection. Currently I'm wearing this here and this in my crease and lower lash line and this pink right here on my lid. This one I will pop out. I have very long nails and I'm very clumsy, so I'm not going to pop all of them out, but this one is in the shade Marshmallow Pillows. Firstly, I like the shimmers a lot more than I like the mattes, which was not the case when I got the shadows for my like little Gemini palette dupe, which I actually have in this one right here. Because like this little area up here, except for like this one and this one, those are all Divina shadows and I really like the matte formula of those and I found that really easy to work with and I generally preferred that to the mattes, or to the shimmers for that. However, this time around I like the shimmers that I got a lot more. I think it might have to do with what color they are. Like these definitely go on pretty nicely in the crease, but they're a lot more muted than what I anticipated from seeing it online. I do have to look up swatches, generally speaking, for Divina because there's something about the lighting on the swatches on their website that I'm not the biggest fan of, and I feel like they're not quite as true to real life as they could be. So this shade right here, and let me just pull it out and potentially take some damage. Yeah, this one is called Vixen, and that one is probably my favorite out of the mattes. That is the one that I kind of tried to like use the most in this eye look just as my transition and lower lash line shade, and I used this purple, which is Remy, to kind of deepen it up. And Remy is probably my least favorite out of the mattes just because while it works really well as like a deepening up shade for this one, it doesn't quite perform super well on its own. Like it becomes a lot more vivid when you place it on top of another purple, but on its own it just kind of goes a little bit gray, a little bit dusty. And normally I don't get that from my other experience with Divina's mattes because those were very, very pigmented. So I know that purples, like purple mattes, are usually the most difficult to formulate. So I think it probably has something to do with that, that the formulation was just easier to do for like the grungy green brown shades that I got. That's just something to say. And then I got this red, which is the shade Sura, and I like it. I expected it to be a lot more vivid in person. I think that this is probably the closest thing that Davina has to a true red. And it's alright, it performs pretty well, but I just wanted something a little bit more in terms of a matte red shade. I don't think it's bad, and I think it can perform nicely. It's just not quite what I expected. However, let's talk about these shimmers right here. So up here at the top is the shade Empress, which is actually a pressed pigment. This one is the shade Vicious, which is like this, just a very nice metallic royal purple. Marshmallow Pillows, and then the bottom one, that was one that I got for the name because it was called Shuggies, and I have sugar gliders, and so it's like Shuggies, that's something I should buy for the name, because we call our sugar gliders Shuggies. Let me actually go through and swatch all of them very quickly. So they swatch really nicely, they're just a little bit more difficult to perform. It's been like over a week since I filmed, so that's why I'm a little These are the mattes. Not the greatest swatches, my hands are a little sweaty. Do I need to reveal that on the internet? Anyway, and let's get these shimmers, which are beautiful. So there's Empress, which is this beautiful rose gold. Holy shit. Vicious, which is like metallic purple, but you can see a little bit of like a pink shift to it if you look really closely. Like it's not super, it might even just be like a lighter purple. I don't know. Marshmallow Pillows, which is this like bluey pink duochrome, multichrome. I don't know which one this one is, but I'm only so informed about my makeup. And then Shuggies, and that one was right on my wrist joint, so not the greatest swatch, but I think that is super cute. It's very like light. What I like to do is I'll often go in with just like a pink crease and then kind of do a cut crease with like a blend from Marshmallow Pillows to Shuggies on my lid, and I really like the formula of these two. I don't think they're from the same collection, but I really like how they're both formulated. They're definitely, like the other shimmers, as you notice, are beautiful. There's nothing wrong with them, but there's something like extra textured about these two, a little extra glittery. And I like that a lot. I feel like they perform really well. I did not use glitter glue with Marshmallow Pillows on my lids at all today. And as you can see from my face, I think they have a pretty good color payoff without the glitter glue. I do like using a glitter glue if you want something to pack a little bit more of a punch and get that extra glittery texture. But I just used my finger and patted it all over my lid and blended it into the crease a little bit, you know, for something that was a little like not cut creasy, which is definitely a rarity for me. I am personally a big fan of that formula the most. Empress I really loved. I just wanted to get something kind of similar to like this. It's like a warmer version of Pink Champagne from Anastasia Beverly Hills, and that is one of my favorite like single shades ever, but that one is a lot more icy cool tone, but these two have like a similar pink vibe and sort of like wet looking texture when you apply it onto the eyes, but this one is obviously a lot more pinky rose gold because this is a shade I'm comparing it to, and obviously that, yeah, that one's a lot more rose gold, whereas the Anastasia one is a bit more champagne-y. Isn't it convenient that I have all those palettes back there now? Yay, filming room. Okay, so those are the Davina shadows that I got. I definitely want to buy more shadows from Davina. I think they make really good quality stuff, and I am still going to buy matte shadows from them. I think it's just that the purples were a little bit not quite as good as I anticipated them being, but since I've had really nice experiences with their green shadows, I'm not put off from that. I just know that purples are hard to formulate, and especially now that I know that like some of their shimmers have really beautiful textures to them, I'm absolutely going back for those. I think those were in their like multi-chrome. I know one of them was like their Sugar Drops collection, and I think the other one was like Candy Cakes. I'm not sure. I don't buy things in collections right now as much as I want to. That's a side note. Yeah, I just wanted to try that formula, and I'm really happy that I did. I think they make some very beautiful shadows. Now let's talk about another indie brand that has some singles that I bought. And you will have probably potentially already seen this if you were actually paying attention to any of the other shades that were in my big palette. So I ordered from Bitter Lace Beauty because they were having a pretty good sale on one specific highlighter that was 10 bucks, and then I found two others that I was very interested in that were selling for 5 bucks a piece. The one I was most excited about was their Slay limited edition illuminator. Limited edition Killuminator. Also, do you see my shirt? Gender is over if you want it, courtesy of one of my friends finding this for me in a Goodwill last summer. I'm all over the place, y'all. Hello, Halloweeny makeup. This is just so beautiful. It is so nice and blood splattering-y, and out of the three that I got, this one is probably my favorite, but I like all three a lot. I've wanted to try Bitter Lace Beauty, but I don't want to spend like, they usually cost like $20 and up for a highlighter from them, which I now understand, having tried the products. I think that is absolutely a reasonable price since they're very, very good quality, very beautiful, handmade. It was just not something that I was willing to front, having never tried the brand before. Like, I've heard very good things. I know Butte Bean got one of their like candy heart collections or something that was like their duochrome collection, and she really liked those. So I'd heard from people that they were really good quality. I just wanted to spend a little less money for dipping my toes into the brand. So the Killuminator Slay. It has little blood splatters in it, but it's predominantly kind of like an icy gold sort of shade. And so when you just kind of blend it all together, this is what it looks like kind of as a swatch. And I will swatch it over my tattoo here. I know it's not the most exciting sort of highlight shade, but if you've watched my channel for any length of time, you know that I'm really not the biggest fan of bright, colorful highlighters on myself, except for pink ones. And this is the kind of thing that really appeals to me because it does kind of give the impression of being like one of those really funky, interesting things like in the pan, but when you put it on, it kind of turns out pretty normal. Now, granted, it is super glittery and bright. You can see it from the heavens, and you have to be very okay with some of your skin texture showing. I recently also upgraded my phone to an iPhone 11 Pro, and I wanted that for the really good camera. And let me tell you, when I used this on that, like when I was taking a selfie with that camera for the first time, I was like, do other people really see my pores all that much? I am okay with seeing my pores and my skin if it's for something that is just like as cool as this. So it's very glittery, just like a nice sort of icy champagne-y gold type shade, and it's really flattering. I think it works really well for my skin tone. When you look at it, you're gonna be thrown off a little bit by the blood splatters, but to me, if you're someone who is a little bit thrown off by colorful highlighters, don't get thrown off by that at all. And let's talk about the other two that I got. The one that I am wearing today, these are both the $5 ones. The one that I'm wearing today is Sweet Dreams, and I think I might need to, it was pretty subtle when I put it on this morning. This one is less glittery. This one is just like a pinky shade. I also matched it to my inner corner. Let me swatch that. So this one is a pink highlight. It's a very light pink, but it's a pink highlight. And like I said, the only colorful highlight I truly like is a pink highlight because I like colorful highlights on other people. I'm not saying that it's ugly on other people. It's just that I just didn't like it specifically on me because I feel like the blues and the greens are a lot less flattering on my skin tone than like pink shades. Maybe a purple upon occasion, but that's like... Anyway, let me swatch this one. So this one, as you can see, there's a big difference in the texture between that one and Slay. Just like this one is a lot more smooth, whereas that one is a lot more glittery. So I think that if you're worried about like the pores, this one doesn't nearly give you as much like texture to your skin as the Slay one does. So if that's something you're concerned about, I would recommend buying that one instead. And now let's talk about the third one that I got. And this one looks like it's out of my comfort zone, but this kind of gives me the same effect that Slay does of looking like it's going to be something really wild in the pan and giving you that sort of aesthetic goals, while also just, you know, ending up kind of being a normal highlight. And this one is called Pocket Full of Roses. And if you look at it, you can see that there's like a lot of different sort of pastel shades in there. It has a beautiful rose embossing that Sweet Dreams does. And so this is just like, you see the blue, the green, the pink, and when you look at it in the pan, you think, oh, that's gonna be like rainbowy on the face, but it's really not, because when you swirl all of the colors together, you just get like a nice little icy sort of shade. Like it definitely leans a little bit silvery. So I think that this is something, I've used it a little bit, but I have to use a very light hand. So I think probably during the winter when I'm a little bit less tan, although let's be honest, I haven't been getting out that much because of the virus that must not be named. But I think I'm just gonna like enjoy this a lot more in the winter. But that's what that looks like. And that is kind of texture wise in between those two. So it's not quite as like soft as the Pocket Full of Roses, or no, Sweet Dreams one, but it's not as glittery as the Killuminator. I know it's called Slay, but I like saying Killuminator. So it's a nice kind of in-between textures for those. So I am personally very, very excited about these, and I'm a lot more inclined to buy from Better Lace Beauty in the future, just because I think that these are really great quality. Also, the customer service was fantastic. They shipped super, super quickly. And yeah, I'm just really, really happy with these. And I'm excited to play with them a lot more and just kind of get to know the brand better. Okay, now let's talk a little skincare. I recently tried an indie skincare brand called Breathe Skincare. It is Latina owned. And basically it's just kind of an all-natural vegan skincare brand. I had heard someone somewhere on like some indie subreddit talk about it, so I decided to make a little purchase. They're very, very difficult to get a hold of. And to me, that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's just that if you're interested in anything, you need to sign up for their email list, follow them on Instagram, make sure you know when things restock because they sell out really quickly. I was able to get their Cherry Balm AHA Jelly Mask during one of their more recent restocks. I've used it a couple times since I got it, and I really, really like it. They have a lot of different things in their skincare line, and I know they're doing a restock on October 30th at like, I think it's 8 p.m. Pacific time, so that would be 11 my time. They have like a Halloween collection, like a red rum themed Halloween skincare collection, and they also are just restocking all of the rest of their line as well because that's all out of stock at the moment. So I'm going to probably be staying up for that to get at least like one other thing, because this has made me very excited to try the rest of their skincare line. Now, I'm not normally one who, like, I was pretty happy with my skincare routine before, so I wasn't looking to switch up too much. This is more me wanting to try the brand rather than me needing to add something to my skincare routine. So I just wanted to try like a mask. They have some masks, they have some face scrubs. I think I'm gonna get the face scrub next because I'm out of my Kate Somerville Exfoliate and I want like a nice little physical exfoliant for my face. I know it's not for everyone, but I like it. Okay, my camera cut out on me, but at least I was paying attention this time and I know exactly where I left off. So I was very excited to try the brand. And I am definitely going to be going back and either getting probably one of their scrubs, or they also have like a vegan like night cream too, which both sounds lovely. But let's talk about this actual product because I feel like I've hyped up the brand enough that I need to talk about what this specifically does. So I got this because my skin is pretty combination. Like, it used to be on the oily side of combination, but now that I moved from Virginia to New Jersey, my skin got a lot more dry, so it's more on the dry side of combination now. And I wanted something that would be pretty hydrating, since as we're moving into the colder months, my skin is going to get more dehydrated, and I just needed to find some good products for that. So this mask was absolutely supposed to do that. It is just a nice little jelly mask. It goes on basically completely clear. You leave it on for 10 minutes. You just do a very thin layer. It might have a little bit of a grayish tint to it, but half the time, like, I don't even notice that it's on my face when I look in the mirror. You only know it because it does tingle your skin a little bit. And it also smells like cherries, which I thought I would really like. The one drawback is I don't actually like the smell of this. It's one of those things where I like cherries, but I realize I don't like cherry scented things because cherries and cherry scented things are very different. They also make a watermelon cucumber AHA mask, which I think is basically just like this, but in a watermelon cucumber scent. So once I run out of this, I might try that one because I have a feeling I'll like the scent of that more. And just like, you know how grape and grape flavored things are different? Same with cherry and cherry scented. You're supposed to use this only once a week. I use it twice a week. I just like it that much. I have one other face mask that I really like, the Pumpkin Power face mask from Bliss, which is very nice and like a gentle kind of exfoliating mask. And I like this one a bit more because this one I think is a little bit more low effort. It doesn't feel as like chunky and weird on your face. You barely notice that it's on. It's very easy to wash off, and afterwards my skin feels really nice and hydrated, very, very smooth. And that's why I want to try one of the exfoliants from there too, because I think a combination of like a nice exfoliant before this and then putting this on top as a mask would be an excellent combination, because then my skin will be even more smooth. I'm not sure if I would recommend this for folks with sensitive skin, just because it does have a very strong fragrance to it. If you're not into fragrance and skincare, this probably isn't for you. I've said this before on my channel, my skin is like the opposite of sensitive. My skin can take a lot. Honestly, if I ever try any makeup or skincare product that breaks me out, I'm not even mad, I'm just impressed. Like, it takes that much to make my skin like break out. Like, I get hormonal acne around my chin upon occasion, occasionally stress acne, but honestly, like breakouts, anything like that, that really isn't my concern. So when I'm talking about this, know that if you have sensitive skin, maybe this wouldn't be the best for you, but they do have products on their website for folks with sensitive skin that you can take a little bit of a deeper look into, because they do a very good job on their website of explaining what each of their products will do, how you should be using it, so that way you're not lost when the time comes. This is definitely a little bit more expensive than what you would normally get, as in I normally don't pay a whole lot of money for skincare because my skin is just like generally all right. I get a little bit of redness here and there, but most like drugstore products, like I use a lot of e.l.f. skincare, The Ordinary, Fourth Ray Beauty, a lot of that is kind of what I use. I personally don't need a lot of expensive skincare to just kind of achieve the results that I want, but I like this product so much that this thing was, I think, like $36. It was either 32 or 36. Which is a lot more than what I normally pay, but this has done a lot of very nice things for my skin. My skin just looks very smooth and glowy and naturally good. It also came with some stickers. I have one on my laptop that says, "I foresee a glowing complexion in your future," and I just really love the branding of this, and I love that they do a good job of explaining why each product is formulated with the ingredients that it is, because skincare isn't something that I'm like super informed about. I know that I should probably look into things a little bit more. All I know is that like charcoal helps clear up my skin, vitamin C helps brighten it, and then like a bunch of other shit helps hydrate it, and that's it. So I'm not the most informed skincare person, but I do 10 out of 10 recommend trying this company. Set your alarms for October 30th because this is very, very lovely. And I can't wait to try more things from this brand. I'm going to give them all of my money. With the amount of good that this has done for my face, I would trust them with my skin for the rest of my life. Here, Burrito's Skincare, you can have my skin. That was disgusting. Okay, last product. This one is actually an empty, but I wanted to talk about this because this was a recent purchase that I went through pretty quickly. This is the Hand in Hand Sugar Scrub in Spiced Plum with pink peppercorn and ginger. This is vegan, cruelty-free, palm oil-free, sustainable, fair trade ingredients. I got this from a grocery store, like 90% certain it was Whole Foods. Because changing up my grocery stores that I go shopping in is one of the few joys I experience during this pandemic, because going to the grocery store is about the only thing that I go out for. So me experiencing a different grocery store each time. It's the little things, am I right? Anyway, I needed a scrub. I bought this one because Spiced Plum sounds delightful. And it is. The product itself is very, very nice. It wasn't super expensive. I know that this is the mini size. They had a full size, but I didn't want to try the full size, so I would try the mini. And I want to buy more of this, but there's a couple things holding me back. One, I really like scrubs in the form of a bar, like a Lush scrub bar. So I just feel like that's a little bit more sustainable, less packaging, you know, stuff like that. And two, this is like the Lay's potato chips of body scrubs. So what I mean by that is when I got the bottle, I was like, oh, you know, like that was a pretty good deal. Like that's a pretty decent amount of product for the amount of dollars that I'm paying for this. But like, actually when I got it home and I got in the shower and I was about to scrub down and exfoliate myself, I opened it up and like squeezing it out, it felt like it was half empty, and it was like fully sealed. Like I knew that it hadn't been used by anyone at the store or any weird shit like that, because also we're in a pandemic, don't even try shit like that at the store, okay? So it felt like it was half empty. Like, you know when you're already halfway through something and you can feel air coming out of it as you're squeezing the product out? I felt that on like the first day of me owning this. So it was really good. It was a really nice sugar scrub, exfoliated my body really, really well, but I'm not inclined to purchase that again just because it felt like it was half air when I was doing it. And it says 2 ounces on here, and I know that should probably give me some indication of the amount of product that's actually going to come in a bottle like this. I don't know shit about ounces. I do not know what 2 ounces looks like outside of a measuring cup. I can't tell. I'm sure somebody could. Couldn't be me. Yeah, like that's my one gripe. It's like, I would absolutely buy this again because it smells delicious. It's like a lovely spice plum sort of fall type scent. I like it because I love me some spicy scents. It felt like it was half empty when I opened it, so I went through it really, really quickly. So hi, super quick empty. If you want something that you can finish up real quick, get this. But I think I'm going to not get this again. Well, that is quite the note to end a video on. I wish it wasn't so negative, but I mean, it was a good product. It was just half finished. At least that's what it felt like. Anyway, that's all I really wanted to talk about. I just wanted to chat about some of my recent makeup purchases. I have purchased some more makeup in between me getting that and now, so when that comes around, I will make another video similar to this. I had a lot of fun. I just wanted to talk about all this shit. I hope you enjoyed it too. If you got something recently that you really loved or you really hated, or you just have a very, very, very neutral opinion on, please let me know down below. I would love to know, like, just what makeup you've been using. It's a fun time. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe down below if you want to see more videos from me. And I will see y'all in my next one. I hope y'all have a wonderful day. Bye!